All right, in this video, we're going to show you how to solve a system of three inequalities by graphing. So notice we have our system up here. We have y is greater than 1. We have y is less than or equal to 2. We have y is less than or equal to x minus 1. Let's graph the first one, y equals 1. So y equals 1. We have a y-intercept of 1, and I need one other ordered pair where y equals 1. How about 4, 1? It's going to be a horizontal line. However, notice it's just a greater than sign, no equal, so we need to make sure that that boundary line is a dotted line, because those numbers, those ordered pairs, have a y that equals 1, so that boundary line will be dotted. All right, so let me clear that. So let's look at the next one. Y is less than 2. Y is less than or equal to 2, so y equals 2 will be the next y-intercept. And any other ordered pair where y equals 2, we'll have it -4, 2. So there's my other one. And that's going to be a solid, though, because notice it's y is less than or equal to 2, so I need to make that a solid line. Now, before we go any further, let's shade in using my pen tool. I'll use red for y is greater than 1. I want all the ordered pairs where y is greater than 1. So I go to the dotted line, I would shade everything going up, because the origin is when y equals 0, and 0 is not greater than 1. Now I use my blue to shade. I'm looking for all the y's that are less than 2, so I would shade everything down below that solid one. So everything down here, okay? So far we have everything actually in between those two lines, everything above the dotted line, everything below the solid y equals 2 line. So the only ones that overlap are the ones in between. It's almost like a sandwich, but just the ones in between. Okay? So let me erase that stuff here. So I know that right now we're only looking at the overlap of those two inequalities. But we have a third inequality. And the equation for the line tells us that -1 is the y-intercept. So there's -1. And our slope is a 1. 1 times x. 1 is the coefficient of the x, the m, if you will. So we rise 1, run 1. So it's a slope of 1. And it includes the equal sign, so we want a solid line there. Good. Now we're going to test 0, 0 to see which way we shade on that. So if I put a 0 in for, whoops, how about a 0 in for y? Come on. And a 0 in for x, and the symbol was less than or equal to. So I have 0, I have -1. Is 0 less than or equal to 1? The answer is no. So I would shade going away from the origin. So I would shade going this way. Now remember, we're doing solving a system of three inequalities. We're looking for the place or the ordered pairs, the area where all three are shaded. And you can see that it is, try to use a little purplish pinkish there, it would be everything in here, everything in there. So I will clear my work. I will tap on the menu to find the shade button. I'm going to shade everything in that little area. And if I double check it, make sure I agree with everything, I'm going to hit the check mark, and we got it. We'll do one more. Okay, so let's graph these inequalities. Let's start with the first one. Y is greater than 1/2 x minus 2. The y-intercept is a -2. The slope is 1/2, rise 1, run 2. And there's my line, but notice there is only a greater than sign, no equal. So I want to make sure that is a dash line. Now let's substitute in 0, 0, which is the origin. So 0 is greater than, and 1/2 times 0 is 0, minus 2. 0 is greater than -2. That is correct. So I know I want to shade everything this way because the origin would work. So keep that in mind as we work on the next one. Let's change the pen color to blue. So we have y-intercept be plus 0 or 0. That would be the origin. So put the y-intercept right there. And the slope is 2. So rise 2, run 1. It includes an equal sign. So I want to make that a solid line. And I want to test, well, I can't test 0, 0 because 0, 0, the origin is right on that line. So I'm going to test 2, 0. X, oh no, not 2, 0, but 0, 2. Let me test 0, 2. I could have tested 2, 0. But 0, 2, let me show you where that is. 0, 2 is right here. Let's see if that works. If x is 0 and y is 2. So let's put in y is 2 and x is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Is 2 less than or equal to 0? Is 2 less than 0? No. So I wouldn't shade that way. I would shade the opposite way of the 0, 2 point. So far, it looks like we have a shaded region. I'll put it in red. The shaded region where they're both shaded right in here. Just that. Okay? So I'm going to erase that stuff. And I'm going to take the red and reshade it. So far I know that that is what the first two inequalities, the solution would be. But we have a third inequality. X is less than or equal to 4. And remember, the boundary line will be x equals 4. And that would be an undefined slope. An undefined slope is a vertical line. So I need where x equals 4. Boom. Another point where x equals 4, boom, it's a vertical line. It includes the equal, so that vertical line, the boundary line, those ordered pairs will work. And I want to test 0, 0, which is the origin. X is a 0 in the origin, and 0 is less than 4, so the origin does work. So I would have to shade going in that direction. So notice I'll use blue here, my final shading blue. I want everything in this section here, which is overlapped by the red and the yellow. So I'm going to erase all that. Let's grab our shading, and we want this spot right there. That's what's going to be the solution. All those ordered pairs would work for any of the inequalities. Good luck with those.